right. Hello, welcome. This is going to be a live channeling, and I have not done one of these before. Usually when I channel, I turn on the voice recorder on my phone. Later, I will listen back, write it all down, and then I will share it with you and record it. And that's what you hear on YouTube. So I thought I would take a couple of steps out and just record it live. So thank you for being here. I don't know what's going to come through. My intention is to call in my spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and any beings of the highest light who wish to come forth to share a message for the collective, which includes you who are listening to this, for guidance, support, insight, for our highest good and the highest good for all. So let me call them in. I'm seeing an image that feels a little hard to describe. It's a combination of two images. Part of it is a fire, and this other part, I don't know if it's a rainbow. I'm seeing lots of magenta color. What is this fire? This image. Okay, the fire is growing very large now. Someone has taken a torch and placed their torch on the fire, and it just erupted into this very tall, big fire. And I'm seeing people, like townspeople, walking around the fire in a circle. Is this a celebration? Is this a ritual? Is this what is this? The burning times. It is the burning times. It is a ritual, though it is not celebratory. There are some who will celebrate it, who will cheer on the terror, the horror. But for those who are threatened, for the families of those who are persecuted, it is anything but celebratory. So many lived in fear for so long, and still do. Fear of persecution for their gifts, for their abilities, which they only share in service to others, to help, to raise the collective vibration, to bring healing, insight, clarity, messages from the other side, along with gifts of healing the body, herbalism, traditional medicine, gifts of transformation and transmutation. The midwife, the healer, the so-called witch. The root word of witch, meaning wise, was the truth. These were wise women, wise people, medicine women and medicine men, who came bearing gifts, traditions of knowledge handed down through their families or apprenticeships. And yet they were seen by the powers that be as dangerous. Someone who threatened their agenda of control, of power. And I'm seeing someone who's wearing a cape, like this really large, kind of magnificent cape, and they are whipping it around in a figure eight so quickly that people are mesmerized by it, and they are creating an illusion that hides people from seeing the truth. This cape that is whipping around is being worn by a man in power. And he is doing it intentionally to create a diversion, to mesmerize people, to shield them from seeing the truth. And there's this sense that it is all-encompassing. It is an all-encompassing illusion, all-encompassing power. Many of you have lived lifetimes in which you were persecuted for your innate abilities, for daring to step into your purpose, for daring to share your gifts, let alone develop them. Some of you are experiencing this now. You are outcast, exiled, accused of something which is not true, which could not be farther from the truth. You know that your gifts are of the light. They are bright, they are divine, they are holy, they are imbued into all of us. You simply have the sensitivity, the curiosity, the openness to explore them, to devote yourself to them, to be courageous and kind enough to share them with another. They don't see what they don't see. This is referring to a couple of things. One of them is that the people who view psychic abilities, healing abilities, working with the body outside of Western medicine, many other things that might fall into the realm of witchcraft, the people who view these things as demonic or unsafe, not real, snake oil, they do not see what they do not see. They are so blind by the illusions that have been created for them that it does not allow them to see the truth of what you offer, what you hold within you, and that they too have this capacity, if only they would open to it and let it in. Do not judge them for where they are on their path. For you have been many places on your path, not just in this lifetime, but in many lifetimes. Do not judge the ones who cannot yet see. Do not judge the ones in fear, wrapped by illusion. Wrapped, R-A-P-T. In a sense, the ones who are in control of the illusion are in an even more intensified vice grip of fear. Fear of losing control, fear of losing power. Because what will they be without those things? What will they be without that? There are individuals who have created their life and livelihood around enslaving people mentally, emotionally, psychologically, even physically, practically. If you can imagine the pain within an individual, the disconnection, the terror they feel that pushes them to do something like this. Can you understand even a little bit more where they are coming from? We are not intending to excuse their behavior. We are intending to create a valley of empathy between you and all others. Those who may judge you, those who may seek to control you, those who do not believe you, those who know your power but do not want others to believe you. You do not have to feel empathy for them. You do not have to understand where they are coming from. But if you can, it is like a blade piercing through the veil of fear you feel in relation to them. If you can understand someone's heart, you will not be quite as afraid of their potential actions. There are many lifetimes of wounding around these gifts. Layers and layers of witch wounds held by many, so many. Those who have been the persecuted, those who have been the persecutors, and those who still are. We are healing many of the wounds of these lifetimes now, in this current lifetime. We are taking steps, however small, to course correct, to prove to ourselves that it is safe to be who we are, to prove to some that they cannot keep us hidden, control us, stop the tidal wave of love that is coming, the tidal wave of awakening, of expansion, the opening of mind, the acceleration of human consciousness that is coming to this planet soon, and that is already coming and has been coming now. What advice or guidance do you have for those of us who are tending our witch wounds, for those who are feeling very afraid, unsafe to come out, be seen, share our gifts? You are doing it now by listening to this and other messages like it. By tuning into channeled guidance, you are tuning into that which you know to be true. That which you know lives within yourself. You are doing it in small and unbelievably large ways. When you share what you see, dream, feel, sense, and envision on social media, with your friends, with your family, with one person. Can you imagine, or perhaps do you remember what it was like to be so afraid of being outed that you did not tell a single soul of what you saw, felt, envisioned? To be able to share it with one person is a miracle. That is healing. That is growth. That is pulling the stitches out of your witch wound that have held it in place. This stitching that has not been a healing yarn, but one that has maintained inflammation in the wound. To pull out the threads, perhaps one small fiber at a time, or perhaps in one swift movement. And I'm seeing a wound that is a circle on someone's arm, like a perfect circle, and it has been stitched up. And they just make one movement, pull in one spot, and all of the thread comes out. And the moment that thread has been removed, the redness starts to calm down. And the swelling starts to settle and fade. And this is a journey that's taking place over much time, right? It's not an instantaneous healing that we do of these wounds, but we can make great progress with each action we take. And that may be finding your voice and sharing it in a single poem, in a single writing that you share, a social media post, a Substack article, whatever it may be. Maybe it is writing notes on paper of encouragement, of heart wisdom, and posting them on telephone poles and park benches around your town, your city, wherever you live. The healing of the witch wound happens in small steps because it was created bit by bit, day by day, moment by moment. A healer who was known in her village for having a relationship with the plant world, for being able to create healing teas, salves, poultices, potions, remedies that healed the body, heart, soul, and mind, had to do so in secrecy, under a veil of something else. She had to have excuses at the ready. That she was picking flowers to arrange them in a vase on her table. That she was going to someone's home because she was a relative, bringing bread. That she needed alcohol not for a tincture, but for a celebration. Today, one can be an herbalist in full view, without persecution. There are those who may judge them, yes, but judgment is not your concern. Oh, my ear is ringing really loudly now, my left ear. Okay, the scene is changing, and I see this landscape. Beautiful landscape filled with flowers. It looks like the sun is either rising or setting. There's some hills in the background. What is this place? It is a place where you are free, where there are no threats, no fears of threats, fears of judgment, where you can be who you truly are and choose to be known or to be in solitude. A place where you can run free. This is a safe place. This is a place you can create in your mind. A place you can create in your future, beginning in your inner vision. And I'm seeing someone building. This scene is now being created from blocks, kind of like in Minecraft, but also sort of like a 3D puzzle where one block drops in and it's this, square foot of flowers in this field, and then another, and the scene is created bit by bit. But this is a representation of creating your life, manifesting, envisioning the life in which you desire. But you begin by seeing it in your mind. You begin by feeling it in your heart. And maybe it is a scene of wildflowers and rolling hills in the background, watching the rising and setting suns wash everything in golden amber light. A soft, warm breeze. Perhaps it is an oceanside, gazing down the beach, and the only home is yours. A place that feels as if it is at the end of the world that no one can find. Maybe it is in a townhouse in the middle of a bustling city where you are free to be who you are, where you put up decorations for Lista. Lista. Is that a holiday? It feels like summertime. Maybe that is a holiday that has to do with summer. For Samhain, for Beltane, for All Saints' Day, for Yule, for a celebration of fertility, the feminine form, the goddess and women, on the spring equinox. Your porch is filled with roving decorations, beautiful flowers, candles of certain colors, wreaths made from the nature around you, even a witch's broom on your porch. And you are not judged. You are celebrated. You are allowed to simply be precisely who you are, with no fear of being found out, judged, threatened, locked away, any of the things that may have happened long, long ago. It is up to you to envision your ideal life. What do you wish it to be? And remember, you can create anything you want. You are not just the actor in the play of your life, the main character who the story revolves around. You are the writer, the director, the cinematographer. And while you are not the sole creator, you are co-creating with the universe, with the divine. There's this sense of like, if you're trying to put on a play or make a movie and you're doing it with someone else, and this other person is the universe, and you don't tell them what you want, you might find things happening on the stage that you're not really happy about. You're like, wait a minute, hang on, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't want this. And they're like, well, you never told me what you wanted. So I just kind of, did what I thought you might like. I just kind of did some things. Like, you've got to tell the universe what you want. You've got to, and then I'm seeing these ways that can look. Somebody is writing down in a journal exactly what they want their life to look like. Somebody is envisioning it in their mind. They're meditating on a bench and there's this beautiful vista, this beautiful scene in front of them. It's this place they go regularly to meditate, and they are meditating, and it's as if their third eye is like a movie projector, and these visuals of what they want their life to look like in the future are projected onto the sky in front of them. Like the sky is the movie screen. I was about to ask the question, is there any other guidance that is helpful for us in healing our witch wound? And they immediately were just like, share your gifts, even if it is one person, but share it as fully as you are comfortable with, and let yourself slowly stretch what you are comfortable with into greater and greater expanses. Maybe it begins by writing it down and admitting it to yourself. Maybe it begins by trying something like channeling or doing a tarot reading for yourself or for a friend. It has to start small, because when we are working with these deep wounds from past lifetimes, these are wounds that are living in our body, that are present in a fractal of our consciousness. Oh, do we want to go into this right now? Hang on a sec. I'm getting something about like past and parallel lives. Hang on. It's not useful right now, but we might come back to it. Okay. What is important right now is to titrate your comfort with your witchiness, your abilities, your ability to see, your sensitivity, your ability to feel, to sense what others may not be able to yet. In time, hang on, we've got two different messages here. Okay. Let's go back to the, okay. I didn't finish the message from before, and now there's another one coming in. Okay. Titrate your comfort with your gifts, with experiencing them, accepting them within yourself, developing them, and then sharing them. Start small in a way that feels most comfortable. So comfortable it may feel easy, like a no-brainer, like it is no stretch at all. And in time, you will feel called to do more, to share with a wider audience, to release your gifts out into the wild. And I'm seeing someone grabbing this piece of energy, of something from their heart, and they grab it from their heart and they just toss it out, like tossing a handful of glitter. And the thing about glitter is that it goes everywhere, right? And it just stays places, and you can't control where it goes. You're going to throw it out and it's going to go everywhere. It's this wild sharing in a way. And they're saying eventually you can do that. Eventually you can have that level of safety and security in your nervous system, a level of being healed in your witch wounds, that you can share them so freely to such a large audience that it is no longer an issue. It does not come up in your mind anymore. And then they're showing me different people who are doing this really in full view. Esther Hicks channeling Abraham Hicks, and she has mainstream popularity, right? Like her books are recommended in finance and manifestation and all of these circles. Even manifestation is a mainstream thing now, where it used to be something very niche and woo, right? Matt Kahn, Lee Harris, Bashar, Daralenka. There are so many people who share their gifts freely. They are on center stage. They are seen by the world, and they are not being persecuted. There are those who may judge them, yes, but do not worry about judgments. You cannot live your life and be free and be happy if you are constantly in fear of the judgment of others. And so maybe that is a piece of the wound that must be tended to first. So here's the other piece that was coming in. The time that we are moving into is a time when these abilities are no longer only known to some, when they are only developed by some. We are moving into a time of disclosure, of rising consciousness amongst all of humanity. All are awakening. All are becoming aware of what they have not seen before, what they have not been willing to believe before. We are all experiencing an expansion of mind, of belief, of consciousness. And so while right now it may seem like we're the weird ones, we're the psychic ones, we're the ones who are sensitive to things that other people have no issue with, right? Bright lights, aggravating sounds that no one else can hear, sensory issues with clothes that other people wear every day with no issue. Not being able to live in a city because it is too noisy and energetically loud, needing to be in nature as much of the time as possible. We are coming into a time where the truth will be the same for all of us. We might have different octaves of truth, different specific realities we are plugged into, but there will be more of I don't really know how to describe this. It's a circle, and it's almost like a pie chart, but there's only two slices and it's moving. It's like the pie chart is being filled up by one color. It's like it's bringing us all, this rise in consciousness that we're experiencing is bringing us all up into a level playing field of what we know to be true, what we believe to be possible, to be real. I'm seeing all of these different things that we will all have an understanding of is real, is possible, is out there, even if we've not had a direct experience with it. And it's like things that, even now, or definitely when we were kids, was like totally fanciful mythology, fantasy stuff. Aliens, Bigfoot, fairies, psychic abilities, all sorts of things. They will all become mainstream, known to some extent. They're basically saying, don't worry about being the weird one, the psychic one, the seer, the feeler, the sensor, the neurodivergent one, the highly sensitive one, because eventually all of us will be like that. You are not weird. You are a freaking pioneer. You are a visionary. You are ahead of your time, and you always have been. This is why you are persecuted, because you are not understood. Look at those who in their lifetime, for many things, for sometimes these messages come in so fast that they like trip over each other. Look at the people who were persecuted in their lifetime for various truths, expressions, technologies that they brought forward, who are now seen as visionaries and pioneers. People who are not understood in their lifetime or at the height of their public awareness, their fame. And I'm seeing like Michael Jackson, Madonna, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Edgar Cayce, all of these different people throughout time who were judged very, very harshly. Legal action was taken against them, or they were called crazy or delusional or whatever. And now it's like, oh, you were speaking truth this whole time. Now we get it. Now we see it. Oh, this was real. This is real. We just couldn't see it the way you saw it, right? Leonardo da Vinci, maybe Nostradamus. So there's so many examples of this. Do not be afraid of what you know simply because others do not know it yet. Do not fear your ego going grand, thinking yourself a visionary, a pioneer ahead of your time. It is the most humble thing to lead the way in this great expansion that is underway. It is not an easy path. It is not filled with fame and riches and accolades, though that is also possible. They're like, don't get hung up on like being the starving artist or being, not charging for your gifts or like never gaining notoriety or success, if that's a part of your path or if that's something that lives in your heart's desires. But also look at how freaking hard this has been. Don't worry that you're going to get some big ego about it, because it is not a grandiose path. It is a humble path. To heal with herbs or traditional wisdom or energy or body work or somatics. To share messages, to be a conduit, to be a seer, to know that something is coming before there is any evidence that anybody else understands. I think they're saying that because so many of us who are very gentle, timid, sensitive, we don't tend to have very developed egos. We tend to have actually underdeveloped egos where we struggle with self-worth and feeling like we even have a right to share our voice or take up space. And we can really fear anything that looks like it could have some relation to developing an ego, getting a big head about something, thinking we're hot stuff. But they're like, you really don't have to worry about that. Like, you're so far from that, babe. Don't worry. Believe us. It's not really an issue. Like, you're so far on the other spectrum, the other side of the spectrum from that. You can think of yourself as a visionary, as someone ahead of their time, and let that give you a little lift and a little support from underneath without thinking that you're just going to, I'm seeing like in Alice in Wonderland when she drinks the potion or eats the cookie and suddenly she's so big, her arms and legs are sticking out of the house. You don't need to worry about that. You can see yourself as being ahead of your time and understand that, and it have no effect on your ego whatsoever. It can simply be a matter of fact. Okay, thank you. Is there anything else that is helpful to share with this collective about the witch wound, about the healing of the witch wound, about these past lives, or about the future we will live in not too long from now? I'm seeing green, like this green energy, green glow. And I'm starting to see through it maple leaves dancing in the wind, nature. Okay. There's a little stream and someone is literally dipping their toes in, dipping their fingers in. And this is about seeking out nature for our own healing, for our own support and our own connection. That in these times, they're saying these wild times, we need places where we can just be. Places that understand us on a complete level, like not just on a fundamental level, not on a higher level, like every single level. Mother Nature understands you on every level. There is no pretense with her. There is no explaining yourself. You can go to her waters. You can go to the trees. You can lay on the rocks. You can sit in the streams, in the meadows, and be exactly who you are, exactly how you are. You do not need to explain your tears, your feelings, your fears. You can simply be, and she will know. And she will hold you. She will receive you. I'm seeing someone sitting on a rock. It's like a cliff face. And their feet are dangling over. And they're feeling so full of emotion and worried thoughts, uncertainty. And as they sit on this rock, this cliffside, all of this stormy energy within them, all of these emotions, they just drain right down into the rock. They are completely absorbed by Mother Earth. And she is so solid, grounded, expansive, brilliant, high vibrational, that it is no harm to her. When we worry, if this is you, if you ever worry that like your emotions or whatever you have to bring to the trees, the rocks, the waters is too much for it, that you are tainting it somehow. They're like showing me the image of someone being flicked with like the teeny tiniest little single drop of water. And it's like the teensy tiniest drop, like coming from like a mister or something, a single teeny tiny drop. And then being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I got you wet. And the person who got this itsy bitsy, hardly visible drop on them, they're like, it's fine. You didn't. It's really not a problem. I didn't get wet. I didn't even notice it. Like Mother Earth is so expansive and has the ability to hold so much. And your emotions, your fears, your worries at any given time are the teensy tiniest drop in the ocean. Like, do not worry about it negatively impacting her in any way. And she's like, that's what I'm here for. And it's like a mother being with her child, saying, you know, when the child is apologizing for coming to her and asking for a hug when they're upset, she's like, honey, that's my job. That's my honor. That is my privilege to hold you, to love you, to be here for you. I am your mother. Do not apologize. And do not ever hesitate to come to me. I am here for you always, always, always. Thank you. Is there anything else that should be shared at this time? Walk your path. Trust your knowing. Trust your intuition and the subtle curves on your path. Allow your heart and gut in unison to guide you. And I'm seeing someone walking around. It kind of looks like the yellow brick road, but it's just like a curved path. And they are letting themselves be led as if they have a magnet, a large magnet over their heart and their belly. And it's like, it's their intuition, it's their instinct, it's their inner compass, their soul's compass. And they're, you know, in their mind, they're kind of walking on this straight path, and then they let themselves just like whoop, go over to the left and whoop, over to the right, and just be guided on this path without their mind having to be so caught up in which direction they're going. They're letting their heart lead. They're letting their heart lead the way. But it's not just the heart. It is the heart in combination with the instinct, the gut, the intuition. The heartfelt path, I am hearing. The soul path. The path of your inner knowing, your deepest knowing, your highest knowing. The path of your soul's calling. The path which you know is true. Like your mind doesn't know the way. Like, don't get so caught up in your mind about, should I go this way? Should I go that way? Because you're not traveling there with your mind. You're traveling with your spirit. Your spirit knows the way. And there's this nudge to connect more deeply with that spirit, that intuition, that voice of your heart, voice of your soul, to know which way to go in what you're going to do next, in how you're going to approach a situation you find yourself in what is calling you. This is especially for like the really creative people who have lots of ideas, lots of things they feel like they could do. They're like, don't get caught up on what order to do them in. And like, I have to do every single one of these things. Maybe you will. Maybe you will in time do all of those things. But for now, let your heart lead the way. Let the one that you feel most magnetized toward to be the one you do first, to be the one that you seek. And it's like, I'm seeing these magnets meeting, the magnets on your body, on your heart and your belly. Like, it's like you turn in a certain direction and you're just instantly like magnets connected. That's the direction. That's the one. Let your heart lead the way. Let your spirit lead the way. I'm hearing your head is healed. Oh, when your head is healed, it can be a better dance partner. Hang on a sec. Okay. Sometimes the images and phrasing is so funny and catches me off guard. Okay, so it's a couple of things. It's like you don't dance with your head. If you're in your head thinking about what steps you're going to take and how you're going to move your feet and your body, you're going to feel really uncomfortable. You're not going to have a good time, and you're not really dancing. You're kind of like robotic, right? But when you let your mind go and you just let your body take over, you can have so much fun and just get lost in the music, and you're you're present and you're enjoying yourself, and those are when you can actually create those memories of like, oh my God, do you remember that time we were dancing? And it was so fun and it felt so good. And they're saying the same thing about walking your path and navigating through life. You've got to go with your body. You've got to let your body and your heart lead the way. And also, these witch wounds are connected to the mind. And so if it is that fear and that worry that is dictating your choices and that is blocking you off from certain pathways, then you can't actually clearly walk on your path. It is like walking with a blindfold on. If you let your heart lead the way, you are able to see in the dark. As your witch wound heals and even becomes fully healed, because yes, that is possible, and it is your divine birthright to have fully healed wounds, to have a fully healed heart, mind, spirit, and body. And I'm seeing like this time in the future where we're on the other side of so much of this expansion, moving into a higher dimensional reality where we are not so worried anymore about what is happening with our bodies. We are not so riddled with health issues and challenges with our energy, physical limitations, etc. There is such a freedom of being that is awaiting us in this lifetime. An unhealed mind does not make a very good dance partner. A healed mind, however, is a really great partner and tool when you are working with your body, when you are being led by your body, to let your mind be able to come in here and there and not hijack the experience with fear and concern and anxiety, etc. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. Can I please ask who shared this message with us? Okay, there's a few. Hecate, mother of witchcraft, mother goddess of crossroads, thresholds, doors and keys, mother goddess of witchcraft. She is really the one who is holding the witches and the witch wound. And the witch wound is appearing as she's holding it as if it is this glowing sphere, this orb. It almost looks like one of those kinetic spheres where it has this kind of purple lightning in it. And if you put your hand on the outside, the streams of electricity will then connect to each of your fingers and your hand. It's kind of like that, but it's much more subdued. It's not quite as electric looking, but she is holding this glowing sphere of the witch wound. And again, it's like it is of no weight to her. She is holding it because she has volunteered to hold it, because she has signed up to hold it, but it is shrinking. As we individually and collectively heal our witch wounds, the larger collective shared witch wound, this sphere shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. And then I'm seeing her, oh my God, okay. Wow. All right. So in time, our witch wounds will be so healed that this orb will not exist anymore. It will shrink into oblivion. It's complete, it's healed. And then her hands are free to hold up this brand new, much larger glowing orb above her. And it is this beacon shining out to all of us. This is our abilities magnified. Our connection, our senses, our healing abilities, healing, seeing powers. It's like this. I don't even know how to describe what I'm seeing. It's so beautiful. She's holding this glowing sphere with both hands above her head. It's huge. And it is shining such a bright purple light. And it represents not only our abilities turning up and on all the way, but it is permission. It is like this ticket saying, be free, my children, be free. You have no limitations anymore. Let your gifts run wild. Let them be of service, of insight, of healing to all. I don't even feel like I'm conveying what I'm seeing. Let me just take a minute and see if I can drop in and find. Let me just drop in a little deeper here. It is lightness. It is smiling. It is freedom. It is joy. I'm seeing someone sitting in a yard and they're like trying to connect with their abilities, but there's all of this constriction in their body and their shoulders are tight and tense and their face is furrowed and there's just so much tension in their muscles. And then this orb starts to glow and the light reaches them. And all of this tension melts away out of their bodies, out of their minds, out of their muscles. And it clears the way for their connection. And I see their root go straight down to the center of Gaia. Their central channel that their chakras run along, the Sushumna, it shoots straight up to source, like direct connection. And they are this center point between the light of source, the grounding and holding of Gaia. Wow. And these bands of light begin to shoot out. There's 3 of them on each side. And then they turn into arms. At first they look like brilliant sun rays. And then they turn into arms like you would see on Kali Ma, or some of the other multi-armed goddesses. Okay, one of the arms is coming over and it is either placing a gem in the heart or plucking it's plucking a gem from the heart. It is holding it up and it shines oh my God, it shines so brilliantly in the sun that it then reflects all of its own rays out in all directions. This is akin to the light that is shining from the one who is holding it. This is akin to the light that is shining from the glowing orb of light that Mother Hecate. Okay, so this is fractalization, further fractalization in the direction of healing, in the direction of sharing light. I have been smiling this whole time. Oh my gosh. And the woman that is holding this gem is smiling. And this is just one of her arms in action. She's got 5 others. She's got 6 arms that have just grown out of her body. So I guess she has 8 altogether. But there's also this sense of infinite arms. Okay, so what do these arms represent? Bands of abilities. They can become fluent in. They can gain fluency. So this one is, this one, and it's this little green gem, by the way. It looks like an emerald. This arm is the band of fluency of shining one's heart light. And all of these are for healing. They're for sharing, they're for cherishing, they're for feeling ourselves, they're for sharing with others. They are free gifts we offer to our community and to the world. Okay, and then she's got a lower arm on the left side that is coming and holding over her womb. And there is this beautiful bright pink glow coming from beneath her hand, coming from her wound. Ooh! And then this pink light shoots up in all these rays. It's like it travels along her forearm and shoots out of her elbow, and it is reaching all of the women who wish to come in greater coherence and connection and contact with their own womb vitality, fertility, womb magic. These are the women who want to have babies and experience their own femininity and fertility from within through that experience, but also who do not wish to have babies, who are simply longing to come into deeper connection with their womb. Womb wisdom, womb magic, womb expansion. I don't even have words for for what is available here in the womb. Like, this is something we will discover in the future. We will come into greater contact with. Maybe people who are doing a lot of womb work are already tapped into this. Okay. So each of these arms coming out from this woman have the potential, hang on a sec. Have a fluency within a particular pool of access to their abilities, access to wisdom, access to the divine. Ooh, and I see another one where this gem that came from the heart, this emerald gem, now instead of being held up, it is being placed over the third eye, and the gem becomes a crystal aquamarine blue. And again, there is this light shining out. It is like a prism, a multifaceted prism, shining light out through each of the facets, the multitude of facets of this gem, shining the third eye ajna light out through the third eye in this beautiful, it's almost like a disco ball, the way a disco ball shines light. This aquamarine blue color shining out, and it is sharing what she sees. But it's so much more. It's not just like, channeling, sharing visions, sharing visuals. It is the ability to connect more and more and more deeply to what is available within this access point. The third eye chakra has untapped abilities that the new human will discover, uncover, rediscover. Because of course, this is where we come from. We have all of our abilities on the other side in the astral. There is so much untapped ability that we have. Access to the divine through our bodies, through spirit. This body is such, I'm hearing precise technology. It is so intelligent. It is so wise. This is what we are remembering, the wisdom of the body, the ability to connect to the divine through the body, instrumentation of the divine. The new human. Wow. The ancient human. The ascended human. The expanded human. You will remember. Remember, remember. You are remembering now. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there anyone else who played a part in sharing this message? I'm hearing all of your higher selves. Like all of you listening, and I'm seeing this whole group, this whole collective of all of us listening, all of us participating in this, like all of our higher selves were here. Is there anyone else? You know, I've been feeling these wisdom keepers, like that's what they're calling themselves, the wisdom keepers, kind of in the background of all of this. I was sort of thinking that they were going to introduce themselves. Let me just check into that real quick. Have the wisdom keepers been a part in sharing this message? We are here. We are overseeing this transmission. Oh my God. It is important that you understand where you come from, what you have available to you, and where you are going. We are overseeing this transmission because it is important to be transmitted. It is important for the next stage of your evolution to understand that much of what you believe is limited, but is being liberated. It is important that you understand also that your abilities are much greater than you ever believed, ever imagined, ever envisioned. There is so much more to each of you than you may have ever realized, dreamed of, thought of, wondered about. In time, you will be coming into contact with these abilities. We are here to oversee this process along with many others, many other individuals, many other groups. This is a great time on your planet Earth. While you may see much turmoil, there is also much love, much unity, much connection, coherence, healing, coming into balance that we wish you to see. We wish for you to see this more and more in balance with the chaos and the turmoil. Because what is happening that is loud, that is noisy, that is grabbing your attention, causing you to worry, to feel afraid, to feel hopeless, to feel overwhelmed, many other emotions and states. It is simply the last dying breath of the dark forces that have been in power on your planet for too long, for far too long. Do not worry about what you see. Shine your light, your consciousness, your awareness, your attention onto all that is healing, all that is good, all that is coming into balance, into coherence, into love. And I'm seeing like the World Cup and all of the amazing connections that are being had through those experiences. I am seeing someone getting news that someone they knew had a baby, someone they know, and that they're like kind of distantly connected to, like an acquaintance, but recognizing that there's so much love and expansion occurring there. Someone is getting married, someone is falling in love. There is so much love happening there. And then there are also all of these quiet moments that we are not even aware of, but that are happening all around us all the time. A marriage that works through differences and issues and comes into a deeper love that is creating unity consciousness between two people. There is evidence of the rise in consciousness, of the healing of humanity in the growing love, abundance, connection, coherence that you all feel all around you, Look for the evidence. Look for the good. It is all around you. It may seem harder to see at times, but you will develop the eyes to notice. You will start to see now more and more as you gaze around your world, your life. Much evidence of love, of rising consciousness in all things, in all people. Look for it, and there you will find it. Trust. Trust in this great expansion that is occurring in the universe. We are all watching. We are all cheering you on. We are all sending you encouragement, guidance, love, support. We are all doing everything we can, everything we are able within universal law to support this changing tide. Feel it, trust it, know it is becoming now, and you will gain more and more evidence of its becoming in your very near future. Soon it will become undeniable. You will not be able to convince yourself that it is not happening. You will experience it through your abilities, through surprising encounters where someone you may have viewed as close-minded, perhaps low vibrational, is suddenly opening their mind, expanding, becoming more loving, more open, more encouraging, more spiritual, more spiritually inclined. And I look up and we're at 1:11, an hour and 11 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you, wisdom keepers. Thank you, higher selves. Thank you, Hecate. Thank you, Mother Earth. Are there any other messages to be shared at this time? No, this message is complete. Thank you. Wow. Wow, you guys. I want to thank your higher self for coming and participating and listening. I want to thank you for coming and participating and listening. This felt like such a powerful message that had so many important threads in it. And I'm so excited for us. I'm so excited for this time that we are living through, not for the turmoil and the chaos, though it also has its purpose, but for the expansion that is already underway, for the healing and light and community and connection that we will see and experience in our lifetime. I've received similar messages so many times and heard it come through so many others that this has been the plan, not necessarily the turmoil and the chaos, but the expansion, the rising consciousness, the shifting into a higher dimensional, higher vibrational frequency and reality. This has been the plan for eons, for so long. And what happens on Earth affects everything else in the universe. So there are so many groups of beings who are in body, who are out of body, who are in light body, that are watching and waiting and supporting this process, this great awakening we are all participating in. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your insights and reflections in the comments. Please do like and subscribe. And if there's someone that you thought of when you were listening to this, where you're like, oh my God, they need to hear this, please send it to them. Please share on social media. Please share in whatever way you feel called to. I would love to get this message out to all those who it is for. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.